Everybody, welcome to Issue Crew Movie Reviews. I am your host, Riley, joined, of course, by the one, the only, Heartsy Protsy. Say hello.
I'm not Hartsy Protsy. I'm Jason.
Oh, okay, sure. How you doing
I'm not
today, Jason?
not actually Jason. I'm Ida. You all know me because I'm cooler than those two people, and also I'm taller than Hartsy. So
Yep, the all true. Can Where's the lie? It doesn't
so
exist.
so Riley, can you tell me what we're reviewing today?
Um, I believe we're reviewing what was it again? I'm trying to remember what we're reviewing today. I was it Clockwork Orange? Because that's what I watched.
It better fucking it better fucking not be.
I thought we were here to review Clockwork Orange today. I was misinformed. Oh no. Clockwork Orange is next week. This week we're reviewing I think Medea Halloween.
I don't
Boo
even know
2
what that.
Medea Halloween.
Okay, what we're actually reviewing is one of my top favorite shows of all time, Xavier Renegade Angel. And I want you to guess how many pages of notes I took on this.
It's probably a lot, and we did just have a discussion about you trying to simplify the plot summaries a bit, so I really hope you'll be skimming through some of these absurd numbers of notes. I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say 12.
20.
Fuck.
Uh,
Now, Ida, my first question for you. So, I'm not gonna state whether or not how I feel about this show yet, but the one question I have for you is so to do some inside baseball. Me and Ida had a discussion about the show's format, and one of the things I brought up is that we should be allowed to talk out of order because this show is always done under the conceit that anybody watching has either seen the thing or doesn't care. So we don't have to go completely in order. And then Ida was like, "Okay, but we have to go in order on this, and you'll see why." I don't see why, Ida. What about this commands that we go in order?
because everything is disorder in this show.
Yeah. So thus us going in disorder will be completely ineffective. It won't mess with anything because the show
I
is complete fucking chaos and could be watched in any order, I think.
Yes, but I took fucking 20 pages of notes on this, alright?
Oh, that's why we had to go in order because you just took so many notes.
Yes, I fucking analyzed the show, alright?
Listen, Ida, I got another show in 2.5 hours, and I want to have some prep time before I do it. So you better fucking zoom through these 20 pages and know.
I have at least 2 hours and, 2 hours, alright?
God, why?
So I want to ask right off the bat, what did you think of Xavier Renegade Angel?
So it was great, but it's not a fucking. Well, I'm not gonna say it's not a masterpiece. It's very good, but it definitely does not live up to the insane hype that you presented.
Oh, what do you mean? Come on.
How do you feel? This is like your favorite show, right?
No, my favorite show is Breaking Bad,
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
but it's definitely on the top 10.
I mean, I think it's really good. It's not going to be rated too much lower than the lowest rating I gave a Breaking Bad season, but you kind of walked me into expecting a 10 out of 10, and I don't think I quite got that.
Xavier is not a 10 on the 10, a 10 out of 10, but it's very close. So, let's go over episode 1. What
Okay.
life? So, first of all, I want to say, take that, taste the pain.
They do say that a lot.
I just want to go over the brilliance of this fucking show. When Xavier gets to the town, he gets beat up by some guys, and then he goes to a computer and he asks it, "What doth life?" Then a woman walks up to him and he says, I'm a survivor. We're a dying breed. Do you get it?
I'm sorry. Repeat the question.
I'm a survivor. We're a dying breed.
Haha! But what a funny little jape.
So
What a wacky little shenanigan.
after that, Xavier goes over how he killed his father. Except he doesn't know that he killed his father, and he suspects somebody killed his father with arson. Did we even mention Xavier's character design?
No.
Do you want to tell them?
What? He's a fucking furry man with a snake on his arm. You're probably looking at him right now, I'd assume, if you're watching the video version. He's a furry man. He's got a snake arm. It's pretty sick.
So he's a survivor. He goes over how he killed his father, and then he said,
Do
"Powers of."
we see? How, first of all, Ida, you're echoing bad, and I don't know why. Like worse than usual. And second of all, do we even see how fucking this man killed his father?
Yes, it's in there because he had a bunch of candles in his room, and
Oh, the candles from the. Okay, got it.
it lit his house on fire, and he suspected somebody killed his father with arson.
And his mother, but that doesn't matter because she knows what she did.
Oh, we'll get to that. Trust me. We will get to the symbolic meaning in that later.
It's
So,
the funniest. The most I've laughed at this show was the fucking text at the end of the Burning Man episode, where, where it said, "This goes out to all the fathers that served at Burning Man, not the mothers. They know what they've done."
but yes, he killed his father, but that was pretty funny. Um, and then the computer goes on the fritz, and I just want to say this: the computer goes on the fritz and starts infecting people with a computer virus. This makes the people act like they're in a loop, just like Xavier is in the episode. Let me explain. So Xavier
Oh
asked
my
the question.
god. Okay, go ahead. I'll allow it.
You're going to hate me by the end of this.
I
So
think you see, Ida, if I recall, that every movie review podcast I've ever done, including our old one, we've never like sat down and meticulously gone through the details of the plot. We just like discuss our thoughts and like talk about scenes in isolation.
well, hold on,
But
I'm analyzing the content from this. All right.
yeah, but you're
So the,
analyzing every episode.
so the townspeople get stuck in a loop, and what happens there is that it's a lot like Xavier in this episode asking the question, "What doth life?" When you ask questions so big and so meaningless, like, what is the meaning of life, you're going to get stuck in a loop in the same thinking pattern forever, just like the townspeople. Do you get it?
Yeah, I get it. I got it. You fucking film cuck.
The film cuck, excuse me?
Ooh, the deeper meaning behind this this adult comedy show.
But
To be
there
to be
literally is.
fair, you have to have a high IQ to understand Xavier Renegade Angel.
To be fair, that's true. Like, literally true. Like, this show has so much interpretation that you can take from each episode. And it could also just be a dumb Adult Swim comedy show, but that's not what I see it as. So
I
anyway,
mean, there's some like interesting shit, but like at the end of the day, it's kind of all for like big laughs. Like the fucking randomness and the trippiness. It's very obviously the first priority is comedy, I think. I don't know if it was really meant to have your brain rack it around too hard.
that I mean, it's literally incomprehensible if you don't watch it 2 or 3 times.
I didn't even know. I don't think it gets comprehensible. I think you can watch it a million times and it remains incomprehensible.
I ask you if you watch this show while high or alcoholed.
I did not actually. I think I should
That's
have
your
because this show feels like you should have, but I
that's
did
your
not.
pro- that's your problem. For legal reasons, I may or may not have watched this show while I was drunk. It started making a lot more sense. You don't have any response to that?
I mean, nope. Maybe I should have gotten high.
So do you want to move?
I watched it tonight and I didn't get high because you don't like when I get high on this podcast. But maybe I should have.
This is the one time I would have allowed it.
Okay. Well, you should have told me. Well, I guess I do have another show later tonight, so that probably wouldn't be a good idea. But you know.
So let's move on to XRA episode 2. Xavier in the opening of this episode says the words
Wait a
Among Us.
minute, wait a minute. Why we're moving on to episode 2 already? If we're gonna discuss every episode, I want to discuss the episode. We didn't discuss like any of the jokes that I liked. Jesus, just fucking shifting through. There were a lot. This episode like might have been the funniest because I guess like you got to front load with your pilot to get your show sold. So a lot of pilots are very good, and I think this show is very much that case. Because this episode was really fucking funny. There was the scene where they're gonna dump all the computers in the landfill, and then Xavier has like the flashback about the environment, and he's like, "No, you cannot dump those computers into Mother Earth. Put them in the lake where they will not be seen."
That was pretty funny.
And then there's the whole I keep saying like what the best joke in the show is, and that just sells its comedy. It's a very funny show. But I really like when Xavier pays a visit to the US military in order to obtain AIDS.
I thought that was pretty funny. And then the guy says, he walks up to the counter and he says, I need some of that virus you invented. And then the guy goes, cocaine.
And he's like, "No, the other one." And they give him like a milk jug full of AIDS.
And it has like army camo on it, which is very funny.
I just that whole scene, like he's like, "You'll have to fill out this form," and Xavier's like, "I don't have time for that." And he's like, "All right, I shouldn't do this, but here," and that's when he hands him the fucking milk jug of AIDS.
Alright.
This episode was really fucking good.
So was the second episode, to be fair.
All right, let's talk about that then.
First of all, I want to mention that Xavier says Among Us in the first few seconds of this episode.
Oh shit, Among Us!
Sus. And then let's talk about the opening monologue where he says he wants to help all life, and then he fights these guys with a mosquito.
Wait, what?
You don't remember where he some guys try to beat him up, and a mosquito comes to his rescue because he saved its leg.
Yeah, he saves the mosquito, and then yeah.
And then the mosquito lays its eggs in his brain, which is plot relevant, by the way.
I know. Yeah, I remember.
And
this show is fucking ridiculous.
And it really fucking is. And then he goes on to say, wherever there was suffering, I was there. Wherever there was crime, I was there. Wherever there is crying, I was there.
Said crime twice.
What?
You said crime twice.
No, it said crying once.
Oh, my bad.
And then he goes to this kid and he's like, I got beat up by a Mexican gang. And then Xavier's like, okay, well, I'm gonna be the mascot, blah, blah, blah. And there's something interesting that I noticed in one of these scenes.
Yeah.
There's the Confederate flag at the school, except it was at half-mast. Do you know what that means?
Yes, but for our listeners, what does it mean?
Flag at half-mast means that a tragedy has recently occurred. And that's to show support for the tragedy.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember now. I mean, I knew the whole time, and I was telling you to tell the audience.
To you, didn't you?
What'd you say?
You just wanted me to explain it to you, didn't you, you fucker?
Did you not understand that immediately? I thought that was obvious.
Nope.
Well, Ida,
Uh,
you gotta get a better nose for comedy. Be a comedy bloodhound like me. I'm always sniffing out the next joke, you know. Much like this show.
so I want to say that I personally think this was the funniest episode. But
I don't. I can't even pick a funniest episode. I'm trying to think. They're all really fucking funny.
but anyway, there's this Mexican gang in high school, and they Xavier joins the Mexican gang acting as the kid he's trying to help. And I just want to mention, the gang has a symbol for themselves, right?
Yeah.
And that symbol keeps reappearing throughout the show. And this symbol seems to be an amalgamation of all religions. It has some Christianity in there. There's some Buddhism. I think it
You got a little
has.
bit of Christianity in there. You got a little Buddhism over there. You got a little touch of Pastafarian in there. Just get it all. Get it all.
That's basically what it looks like. It just seems like an amalgam of all religions, just kind of like how New Wave is. We haven't even mentioned how this show riffs on New Wave, have we?
No, I don't even know what New Wave is.
Like astrology girls and fucking spiritual people who aren't actually spiritual. They just go to like a.
Well, yeah, that's like the whole premise of the show, for sure.
That's basically what this show is about.
Yes, indeed it is. You've done it. You figured it out.
And also, did you catch the American Psycho reference?
No.
Well, the Mexican gang, one of the leader guys says that they agreed on Bone Shell White as the card, and then one of the guys says, "No, I thought we were going."
Oh shit. I
Yeah,
don't know. Was that an American Psycho reference, or was that
I
just like
mean,
a bit that's similar to American Psycho?
it's about business cards, and they used literally the exact same phrasing as American Psycho.
Did they did they mention Bone White in American Psycho? I don't think they
Yes,
did.
yes, they do.
Okay.
But anyway, after this, the Prince to Pauper program, and I just want to say that what did you think of the fucking uh, it's Taco Tuesday. Let's just talk. Oh,
that that was really fun, and also the joke was really good that they had like days named after days of the week, but they were on different days. like on Thursday nights, it's Taco Tuesday.
and what did you think about the I secretly groom and train poodles?
That's really that was a really stupid but funny joke that all of them groom poodles secretly from each other.
Now, to get a bit more serious, let's talk about that one gang member saying that rape is not an excuse, but it is a reason. Do you understand what that means?
I know it meant me fucking laughing, but I don't quite understand it. No, please explain.
Basically, it's implying that he was raped before, and that's why he's so into crime because of the trauma.
Okay, gotcha.
And he's
I,
now
I
on.
wasn't thinking that deep. I just heard the phrase. Was it like rape isn't a crime? Rape is the reason. Rape is a reason.
But basically, no, rape is not an excuse, it's a reason.
Rape is not an excuse. Rape is a reason. Okay.
Basically, it's not. He said that it's not an excuse for me to do crime, but it is the reason.
Yes. You
Um,
just light a cigarette.
no, why?
You made a noise that like really sounded like a lighter.
I don't smoke anymore.
Yeah, that's why I was. I don't. Whatever noise you just made, it really sounded like a lighter lighting. I don't know what it was. Like I
That
just
was a
heard.
whip.
I just heard it, and I was like, lighter.
Yeah,
What is
that was
Ida doing over there?
that was a whip. I'm gonna use it on your mom later.
Oh my god! Shut the fuck up, Ida. Cancelled. Over. The podcast done.
Uh, anyway, do you have anything more you want to say about this episode?
Well, we didn't even talk about like the climax.
Oh yeah, Platinum Peter or whatever the fuck his name is.
He was like Mr. Silver or some shit. Um, yeah, there was like the metal guy who wants to buy drugs from the gang, but Xavier made them flush the drugs. So they show up at the alley, and then all of their poodles form into a poodle mecha, and they fight the guy, but it does not go well. And he beats the shit out of Xavier, and and he says, as he's like beating him, like between punches, he's like, "Give me back my son. My bad. I meant drugs."
And then what happens is the mosquitoes inside Xavier's brain hatch and then come out of his ear. And what happens is they form a mecha, and then that mecha wins against Platinum Peter.
You see, I'm a sucker for like mecha parodies. Like it automatically gets me hype whenever things combine into one big thing, probably stemming from my long-standing enjoyment of Power Rangers, and I like when shit like knocks that off. It was really funny.
All right, all right, all right. Well, we want to move on to episode 3.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oaxaca Mana Healer.
Oh, I recall this. I recall Oaxaca Mana Heal. What a fucking episode.
But anyway, I really liked in this episode where the guy says, "I'd like to see this guy pray an abortion."
Yeah, that was really good. Because the doctor was doing like prayer healing, and like the bit was that he wasn't actually, it was like his son doing a bit, but like as it's presented in the scene, we don't know that yet, and we see him like praying to perform an operation, and then it's portrayed to us that like God is just like doing the operation by this guy's instruction. And he's like doing this like big operation, and then Xavier's like, "I'd like to see this guy pray an abortion." That was a good line.
I also really like So I really like the boy in this episode. How Xavier is just constantly fucking jealous of that kid.
Dude, Xavier was like the biggest scumbag in this episode to this child.
Xavier is the biggest scumbag in all episodes, and that's kind of one of the main things. He
Yeah,
never.
but this episode in particular, it's pretty egregious.
I think. Yeah, but
Like
basically,
even before he decides that he hates him, he's just like constantly like talking shit about him being a cripple.
like, yeah, even when he shows up in the town, he gets beat up by the kid's friends because he was being so fucking mean to him.
Because he thought that his friends were like picking on him because he was crippled, and he's like, "What are you doing, picking on this weak, crippled arsler?" And
Riley,
they're
don't
like,
you
they're like,
retard.
God damn it!
I can say it. I was diagnosed with Asperger's. All right. Why do you think
I don't censor that word when it ends up in a podcast anyway, really. But
Why do
Demi
you
might
think?
if she hears it.
Why do you think I'm so smart? Anyway,
You're so dumb that you circled back around to being a genius.
Asperger's doesn't make you dumb. It
I
actually
know. I'm doing a bit. I know.
what Asperger's does is it hurts your social skills.
I see.
Anyway, do you think this episode was an analogy for having children?
I guess maybe
Because remember when
a
the
bit of
boy
a stretch.
remember the boy created life. Remember that?
I do recall. Yes.
And then he proclaimed himself God and then killed his father like somebody normally does. Oh yeah, the Eversplosion. So
Yeah, the
basically
Eversplosion.
the Eversplosion, remember?
Yeah, I'm familiar with the Eversplosion.
Basically this guy, the smart kid's dad basically just merges with the life that his son created, and After that, he becomes a being called the Ever-Splosion.
Yeah, he's an explosion forever.
But I also want to mention some similarities between the boys. I mean, Xavier and the boy. Both of them caused their father's death by fire.
Wow. That's so alike.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Why
And
are you
then,
telling me to shut the fuck up?
anyway, I want to say that Xavier, while leading the explosion toward a lake so he can cool off, at least that's his plan for the ever explosion. Um, basically, what happens is he tries to lead it to a lake, and while doing that, he leads it through several parade grounds. And I also want to mention he leads it through the KKK. Did you see that?
Yes, he does kill the KKK.
I just want to mention I think this is representative of how religion spreads. It spreads through children, and it can also spread through other groups like the KKK, and how the KKK use religion to push their own agendas.
Yes.
Oh, you hate this, don't you?
I will not speak. I will not comment.
You hate how smart I am.
Okay. Okay, buddy.
I've become Xavier.
Yeah. You're the exact person that this show is making fun of.
I have made a Dorito. It's a burrito inside of the
Inside of a
burrito.
burrito, within the
Inside the
heart of
heart.
that same Dorito.
That sounds like something Riley would make
Yes.
because he's fat.
Yes.
Riley is fat. Everybody
That's
laugh.
that's ha 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 ha. Everybody laugh, guys. It's all the jokes. Riley's fat, Heartsy is short, Mo is bald.
I'm hot. You make fun of me for being hot. Do it.
I'm not gonna do that.
Call me hot, you fucking bitch.
No, I don't think I will. Call me hot, you fucking bitch.
But anyway, after that, this episode was great. You know what? Fuck the format. Let's go out of order. I feel like this would be more appropriate for this show. What do you want to talk about?
Uh, well, let's see. Well, now I'm left choosing between a bunch of different aspects from a bunch of different episodes. Fuck. I wasn't prepared for this. I was prepared for structure. Uh, even though I just complained about the structure, but you know what? I'm a guy who I'm a hypocrite. Is what I'm trying to say. Those are the words that I'm looking for. Uh,
Hi, my name is Reggie.
Reggie. Hi, Reggie.
I like guys.
Okay.
Do you not know this?
Hi, my name is Reggie. I like guys. I don't remember that line. No.
No, this isn't from. Look it up. Look it up.
No.
Why?
Because I'm not in a position where I can comfortably look something up. What are you talking about?
Read. Just go to Google.
Ida, I'm not explaining my seating to you. Just know that Googling things is not currently convenient for me. Please explain what you're talking about.
God damn it. I was really gonna hope you were going to look it up. It's like a blue waffles thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fuck you.
It's like that, except with furry porn.
Oh, great.
Hold on, I should specify gay furry porn. The gay part makes it much worse.
Hey guys, breaking news. Recently, Elon Musk had a meeting with the Twitter board. And he set out a list of rules for Twitter's new moderation policies. The document was quickly leaked online, and the 34 rules were made public. For more information, Google Elon Musk Rule 34.
I will do that, and I will get that to you later, Riley.
No, that's okay.
You think I won't, you little bitch? But moving on. Let's say episode 4. Can we talk about how much symbolism is in this episode?
Uh, Tell me.
Well, this main episode's theme is abandoning babies. For example, I want to, like, you know how the snake hand eats the babies?
Yeah.
Well, there's this connection because Chief Master Guru eats the bird babies that Xavier brings to him.
Does he?
Yes, he makes Xavier cook the bird babies and then eats them.
I thought some weird Grim Reaper thing shows up and says their destiny is demise and then kills them.
What? Are you talking about the babies?
No, the bird babies.
No. Some Grim Reaper thing shows up and says that to Xavier.
Oh. But he also kills the birds.
Yet, he kills the birds and then Chief Master eats them, just like Xavier's snake hand is eating the real babies.
Okay, sure. Agree to disagree.
That's literally what happens.
The Grim Reaper thing kills the bird babies and they like disappear.
No! He cooks them alive.
Yeah, and then the Grim Reaper thing erases them.
Are we really having an argument about Xavier Renegade Angel?
Yes, because you're wrong. You
Moving
stupid
on.
bitch.
Moving on, the main theme of this episode is friendship. For example, the mother has a favorite child with her because it went on the slide first. So she keeps the favorite child with her. While Xavier takes 7 other babies, slowly eats them alive with his snake hand.
Yes, the snake eats the babies, and they Xavier and the snake have sitcom type interactions about the baby murder that is occurring.
I also want to see the mother who he stole the babies from originally.
Ida, please be in the same room as your mic when you speak.
No. And when he does that, he says, where you first decided to be a parent and let the poor babies out of sight, he
When you
says,
first decided to be an awful parent, yes.
and let the babies out of sight while leaving his babies in the sewer.
Oh yeah.
This show is so deep.
The I don't know. I don't know if I'd call that deep. I would call that funny. I would call that ironic. It's irony.
I also want to mention that Xavier later comes back and kills the favorite child. This could be a metaphor for step parents.
Shut the fuck up.
Why?
Oh,
Why?
this could be a metaphor for this.
Xavier is a very hard to interpret show. It does not hold your hand.
I don't think it's meant to be interpreted. I think it's just meant to be fucking stupid.
It's literally meant to be interpreted, you fucking Dumbo.
What is there to interpret? It is not it does not withhold any level of logic. It just like every episode something random and insane happens. And sometimes there's like clever jokes, but I don't think I don't know if I'm gonna be sitting here and being like this at the 10:59 timestamp in episode 4. This symbol clearly symbolizes the I don't know if it goes that deep.
It does. I rewatched this show 3 times. This is my third.
No, Ida. I think you might be looking a little too deep.
I
I think you're in too deep, and you're trying to keep up above in your head instead of going under. Instead of going under again. That was a funny song joke, folks. Those the lyrics to a song. Everybody laugh. Everybody clap. The funny.
Unfunny. Unfunny alarm. But anyway, the major theme of this episode is family.
Family. Vin Diesel would be proud.
My. We're not even halfway through, and we're already above 30 minutes.
Yeah. We sure are.
You're gonna be here with me forever.
Nah, I think we're getting to the back end.
No, it's about to get a lot heavier because I have a lot more notes.
Oh my fucking god, Ida.
Especially on the last 2 episodes, and especially on the 6th episode.
I want Alexis and Dakota back.
Oh, you're just sad because I turned into like a film person.
Yes! Of
And
course I am.
you're just sad that I can no longer enjoy things because my mind has to interpret them now.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate.
Well, hold on. I did improve your experience with Daft Boot after talking to me about it.
That's true, and that can happen sometimes. But with this show, where the appeal is obviously random bullshit tied into a nonsensical philosophical premise, for you to sit here and analyze it philosophically for fucking 3 hours, I feel like defeats the point of the show. It's not supposed to make sense. That's what
You're
makes it
not
funny.
supposed to make sense. Moving on, let's talk about Xavier Renegade Angel episode 5 and how Xavier is a lot like the child.
Okay, go ahead.
Both he and the child are extremely selfish. You know, they only want what they want and they can only take things. Can you
Is that
entertain the audience for a bit? I'm gonna go get some water.
That's not necessary. The show is edited. We could just both mute ourselves and then the silence will be cut like it never happened.
Yeah, but I don't trust you to be here when I get back.
Why not?
Did you always fucking scamp out?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Demi, do not edit this part out. Keep this in.
Why?
Do it, you little bitch.
No. Oh, well,
Demi.
we can keep this part in. That's fine.
No. Keep the part where I go to get some water. I'll pay you, Demi.
No. Shut the fuck up.
I've got a crisp $5 bill with your name on it, Demi.
Well, if you pay her $5, I will subtract $5 from her pay that week, meaning that it will be a net ungain and a waste of her time if she does that.
You realize that you won't be able to tell, right?
What do you mean?
Okay, I'm just gonna go get the fucking water.
Just go get your water.
Hey, Riley.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm back.
Hi.
Alrighty then.
Continue.
Anyway, episode 5. What did you like about this episode?
I don't know. This is one of the weaker ones to me. Like
Really?
whatever, it was funny, but it didn't get as many belly laughs out of me as some of the other episodes.
It didn't tickle your balls like the other one. Didn't hold your hand.
It didn't hold my hand to tickle my balls. No, Ida. In fact, it did not.
Well, yeah, I'd have to agree with you. This is one of the weaker episodes, in my opinion.
Stop. Stop.
Stop what?
The weaker episodes, in my opinion. Now down in these parts, we really don't take kindly to Xavier Renegade Angel episode 5. Honestly, it's not too good of a show. It's worse.
Riley, Riley. Don't you mean we don't cotton to freaks around here?
We don't cotton to freaks around here. Yeah. Now, this Xavier Renegade Angel show, it's as lopsided as a squirrel with two of his legs cut off. Really, it's very hard to follow.
That's one of the that's one of the that sounds like an
You
Xavier
can do
Renegade line. Could you tell that I'm a bit buzzed right now?
Allegedly,
Yeah.
satirically.
Allegedly. I'm not actually buzzed. I said that as a joke.
Listen, any time we say that we are committing a crime on this show, it's satire.
That was a joke. That was a joke. I did not mean that literally. That was a joke. Please.
Stop being such a fucking pussy. Jesus Christ.
No, I do not want to be arrested.
You're not gonna be arrested.
What if a cop watches this?
They don't fucking care, and they don't know who you are.
Uh, my name is Walter Hartwell White.
I live at 308 Negra Arroyo Lane.
You know what I realized?
What's up?
We can't make the purple flying Xavier joke this episode because that sounds like something that would be in this show.
Yeah, yeah, it is something that would be in the show, I think.
Anyway, episode 5, basically what happens is Xavier teaches this kid a life lesson and shit, and then I thought this was one of the funnier jokes in the episode. He revives the Indians with oil, and then what happens is to kill the Indians, he needs to revive the cowboys, except the cowboys are accidentally tainted with Arab blood.
Oh yes, I do recall this. Don't they say don't they say jihad as if they're saying yeehaw? That was a pretty good joke.
Jihad.
Jihad. Nah,
And
nah.
I mean, to be
I
fair,
ain't tainted with no Arab blood. I just want to put that out there.
this is the episode that I have the least amount of notes on. Turning to the next page. Pegging. Nope, that's not it.
Wait, wait a minute. That's not supposed to be there. That's supposed to be somewhere else. Just
Yeah, that was for Riley's mom later.
shut up.
No. Yeah, okay. I'm more than a little buzzed. Hypothetically, maybe. I may or may not be more than a little buzzed. I know it's against the rules, but it makes sense for the
It is
show.
literally against the issue crew constitution. Yes, you've broken the amendment.
But it literally makes sense for this show.
We gotta start. We gotta start setting up punishments for those who break the amendments. Because like, how else would we enforce it? We gotta come up with the in the comments. Let us know what you think a fitting punishment would be for breaking the issue crew constitution. Because I guess whatever you come up with, I'll have to make Ida do. So,
The comments are gonna say like fucking spanking or something like that.
well, obviously I'm not gonna listen to those ones. But if somebody thinks of like an actual good idea, then
I
just
have a few good ideas, but I'm not gonna tell you to them. Also, you show up high. That should be against the fucking rules.
well, it's not. We very specifically discussed it, and we determined that being high is not necessarily a death sentence, so that's fine. But usually when you're drunk, it's not it's not
Hold on.
good.
Being high is the equivalent of being hypothetically drunk.
No, they're two different trips.
Not really.
Kinda.
Either way, you can't give. Let's just cut this part out. This is not good content.
No. We don't edit this show for content. Are you kidding me? We just cut out the silences and we ship it out.
Well, I don't feel so good. Anyway.
Oh no. We better start speeding through those notes before we lose her.
No, I'm gonna talk about all the fucking notes. Fuck you.
This is well, folks, there's a reason we have the amendment.
I'll fucking amend you.
Are you drinking more? Stop it. Are you hypothetically, satirically drinking more?
I am not. Okay, hypothetically, I am.
God damn it.
Anyway, okay, so let's talk about this. Xavier Renegade Angel episode 6 has some very, very dense symbolism. Did you notice the snail that was everywhere?
This is the Sand Madness episode, yes?
What did you think that was? Did you think it was just random bullshit? You didn't think it means anything?
Yeah, it was there's some random bullshit, I think.
Fuck you. No, it isn't.
Okay. Sure, go ahead. Tell us. Tell us. Educate the masses about Xavier Renegade Angel's deep meanings.
So the snail is, of course, representative of his desire of escape. Not escaping. Could be representative of his desire escaping. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that it's representative of him killing his dad. Basically, it's like him thinking of him killing his dad, and when he fed it, it could represent him feeding his curiosity, especially since he fed it with his own flesh, meaning that it hurt him, right?
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
Xavier, after he feeds it, he gets to answer 3 questions, and
I'm about to cut us to answering 3 questions in a minute. You're
what the fuck do you mean? There's so much to talk about with these last few episodes.
yeah, there is, but you're really not in any case to do it.
I'm gonna do it. Well,
No, we
I
cannot
can get.
split it into the. Listen, I'm pulling up the fucking episode guide, and I'm gonna describe the rest of the episodes to the audience, and we can talk about a couple things, and then it's over. You've ruined the podcast about your favorite show.
Wait, no. Give me another chance.
I could give you another chance, but I don't know. I don't know how well your body's gonna hold up through that other.
So anyway, I want to talk about the naughty boy bacon bit. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was a very good bit.
But basically, this could possibly be representative of Xavier's quest for finding self-worth, and it would be representative of this by him calling him a naughty boy, which is basically Xavier calling himself an idiot.
Shut up. I've just been kind of been sitting here and allowing it to occur. That is completely made up.
By sources, I made it the fuck up.
Listen, this episode. Here's what happens in this episode. He walks into a diner where 2 gay guys are hitting on each other subtly, and also talking about how cigarettes take an amount of minutes off your life, and so do slices of bacon. Um, and meanwhile, Xavier finds a cave painting that could be linked to his origins. So he, using the logic that cigarettes and bacon take minutes off of your life, that applies to him traveling back in time. So he just eats a shit ton of bacon and smokes a shit ton of cigarettes, and he ends up in fucking cave time.
Which I thought was really funny.
Yeah, that's really funny. And then he
Anyway,
and then he
let's get
teaches a
there.
caveman that domestic abuse is okay.
Well, yes, he does. That was one of the funnier things. But do you want to talk about when he crawls inside the woman's back?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Do you remember the horse inside the woman's back?
I vaguely remember there being a horse. What was special about it?
It was being eaten by mealworms. Do you remember what it said?
Oh shit! It said like, "You did this to me" or something.
Yes, and that's what his dad says to him in the final episode, and
Whoa!
it's the same voice. So do you now think it's still all just dumb shit, huh?
No,
Random?
no. Okay, maybe that's valid.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. I win.
You've done it. Does that mean the podcast is over now that you've won? Am I allowed to leave?
You can leave, but I'm still gonna be here rambling on.
Honestly, that would be the funniest podcast we could ever produce if I just leave you here to drunkenly rant.
Do it, bitch.
No, I don't trust you to not say slurs.
Go fuck yourself.
All right. So this episode the introduction of computer? Great
Yes,
character,
this
computer.
is the introduction of computer.
Yeah, Xavier has a computer, I guess, that like is just like a weird Asian man.
That's like lives inside his brain, according to
Yeah,
another episode.
it's
We'll
pretty
get to
good.
that. We'll get to that one too, because that was the second most recent one I watched.
Did you watch these out of order?
No, I watch these in order.
Okay.
I like when the computer says, I'm a computer. I'm a computery guy. My mind is made out of switches and wires.
I don't think he does say that.
I'd like to show you. Da, 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 da. You know what I'm referencing?
Nope.
I'm a computer. I'm a computery guy. My
Never heard
mind's
of it.
made above. You've never watched Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared?
No.
You suck.
I think I watched one Don't Hug Me, I Scared video, and it was the time one. That's the only one I've seen.
Time is a tool that you put on the wall.
But
Moving on.
anyway, so yeah, it ends with Xavier being the one who drew the cave painting anyway, because he traveled back in time, so it was a complete wash. And then, but actually, he's like in his head or something. Like, how the fuck does this episode end? Do you even remember?
Uh, I remember. I just want to say about Xavier being the one to actually draw this. That's what it is about these personal, self-worth quests, right? They are worthless because they will leave you in a loop. Just like Xavier, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, literally.
True, fair. It is actually a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Now do you see where I'm going with the symbolism and shit? Do you finally see? Have your eyes been opened?
My third eye is starting to it's starting to scrunch up to prepare to open. I think you're starting to get to me.
It's sand madness.
And oh, the ending was that it's all sand madness and then none of it actually happened. That's the end.
Alright then, let's go. Ignore this, notes on next page. That was a pretty good episode.
Yeah, that's that's pretty good. Good episode. So in the next episode, God has a period and makes trees and plants come to life to murder people. That was pretty
Yes,
good.
yes, this was. I also wanted to mention, in this episode, Xavier literally gets off to helping people.
Oh yeah, he does. He gets off anally to helping people also. Don't forget.
Well, that's because we later find out that his penis is an eye.
True, we do find that out.
Wait, did you
But
watch,
he comes in multiple episodes.
maybe that was just, the eye juice.
Ew.
You know about eye juice, right?
I know that juice come from eyes. Yep. I have eyes. I'm aware.
How many eyes do you have?
7 or 8.
Based. I know you're big, so,
Yeah, but do you have anything important to say about this episode? There was tampon cookies. That was amusing. Uh,
I have a lot of important shit to say about this episode because this can easily be this episode is obviously about climate and shit, right?
oh my fucking god.
I mean, it
Alright,
literally.
alright, red pill me. Let's go. Chop
Alright.
chop. I ain't got all night.
First of all, I want to mention how Xavier uses a dream catcher to plug the factory. It's symbolic of his dreams being to stop the factory.
Shut the fuck up. Now you're just stretching.
This is what happens when you allow me to choose a show, alright?
Yeah, I'm glad next week we're talking about Spectacular Spider-Man and I'm gonna be the one rambling like a fucking nerd.
Also, I gotta say, Ultimate Spider-Man was a bit better. That's all I'm gonna say. In fact, you know what? Cut this part out.
What? Whoa! Tune in next week, folks, because I will. On next week's episode, I literally kill Ida. Ida dies.
He's killing me.
No, I'm not killing you now. I'm killing you next week.
I did cough up a loogie there, so.
Jesus fucking Christ, Ida.
Anyway.
Alright, Ida, you got about 5 minutes to become intelligible before I just read the 2-sentence plot synopsis on Wikipedia for the next 3 episodes, and we do wrap up questions and leave.
No, these are the most important episodes.
Yeah, so maybe you should have got to them 20 minutes ago. and not been to blackout drone, hypothetically.
Okay. Let's talk about XRA episode 7. So inside his mind at the beginning of this episode, Gandhi comes to him and he tells him, you get a reward for being the best angel ever. And what happens then is he keeps trying to give him rewards, and then the people that he supposedly helped keep on dying. And then in his mind, he keeps seeing all these people get angrier and angrier and angrier until he eventually just wakes up from his dream. He's basically forced to confront what he's doing in the dream.
Yes, yeah, okay. This there is definitely some at least baseline symbolism here.
So anyway, about the factory. All of the people start coming out of the factory and they're angry at Xavier for jamming the factory with...
The factory of the tampon cookies, by the way, just to clarify.
No, this was just the factory of the regular cookies.
No, it was the regular cookies and the tampon. It was all the same factory. They combined the factories. It was an oopsie daisy.
Whoopsie doodles.
A whoopsie doodle, yeah.
Basically, I also want to mention the tampon cookies were in this episode, and also God has a period in this episode, and they shoot the tampon cookies at God.
Yeah, of course. As you do. Regular TV show plot. I've seen it all the time. I remember the SpongeBob episode when this happened. Pretty good.
Anyway, I just want to mention this episode where the farmer comes out, Xavier goes to the farmer's house, and then he starts doing these dances, but he can't remember them. Just like you can't find a simple solution to climate change.
Okay, first of all, shut your fucking mouth. Second of all, he forgets the rain dance. And then he's like, okay, I just have to do the memory jogging dance. And then he forgets the memory jogging dance. And he's like, okay. It's like, wow, that's ironic. I guess we just have to have the irony dance. But the irony dance has to be done by God. It has to be raining. That's the irony.
And then the guy gets a shotgun and points it at God and tells God to dance. And then he starts shooting God, and then God starts bleeding, and Xavier said God is a woman who's having a period. Now, what this episode seems to be proposing is that climate change is bad, but we can't just get rid of it. We have to find more complicated solutions to that. Because, you know, how the nature comes to life and starts bullying and killing and maiming all of the townsfolk.
Sure.
Riely is fucking over it.
Was that not already obvious about an hour ago?
No, you seem pretty excited about an hour ago.
Well, I mean, yeah, because this was a cool show, but like, I didn't realize you were gonna make up a bunch of bullshit about it being like super deep.
Anyway, you want to talk about XRA episode 8 with the squat? I want to let you talk about this episode, alright?
This episode is a legend. This episode is very good. The escape from squatopian freedom, where Xavier is led by a fiery juggler who reminds him of his father that was killed mysteriously by fire. And the juggler leads him to Squatopia, which is an anarchist commune full of insane homeless people.
Which is basically what anarchists are, by the way. They suck.
Nah, this is... Listen, the Chaz was based, and so is Squatopia.
What the fuck is Chaz?
The fucking anarchist thing that they had for like 2 weeks. I think its name changed. I don't remember what it was called at the end. It was called the Chaz.
It shot 2 people?
Yeah, that one. It's pretty sick.
Fuck you. God, I hate left-wingers so much.
Listen, it was really cool until 2 people got shot, okay?
I hate left-wingers so much.
It was called the CHOP at the end. They changed the acronym, but it'll always be the Chaz to me because it's funny because because of Chaz It Up, the line from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, which I'm sure Ida's a big fan of.
What the fuck is Yu-Gi-Oh! GX?
I'm sure you're familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh! It is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. It is one of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime series. There's a character named Chaz, and when Chaz does good, people cheer Chaz It Up. And when the anarchist commune was named the Chaz, that was my bit for a
We
while.
want to get back to talking about Xavier, all
No, I
right?
want to talk about Chaz more. Chaz from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX,
You
the
ever
best
notice?
character.
You ever noticed how chimney sweepers kind of look like a dick going inside a vagina?
Okay, now I want to get back to the episode.
Okay, there. I knew that would do the trick.
So he's in Squatopia. So he and the juggler steals his necklace that his father gave him. So he starts looking for the juggler. And he finds out that the juggler has gone to not Burning Man, but Burning Person, because we're inclusive now. Not sexist.
That was a
So
very funny joke.
that was pretty good. So he has to follow this juggler to Burning Person. But to do so, he has to get help from this anarchist who he doesn't want to be an anarchist anymore. He wants to he longs for structure. So he wants to escape the commune.
And go to
And
the biggest structure.
yeah, the biggest structure at Burning Person, which
Also,
is
by
the
the way,
big person they burn.
have we even mentioned how the Pugler stole Xavier's necklace?
Yeah, they walked into Squatopia and then he stole it, but it wasn't illegal because they were in Squatopia because it's an anarchist commune. So you see, so Xavier meets this anarchist. He needs money for shovels, so he goes to donate his seed, which is how all these squatters make money. They come into a cup and like sell it to a sperm bank.
Oh,
Um,
wait, how do the women make money?
there were no women.
There were though.
There were women at Burning Person, but I don't think there were women in Squatopia.
Yes, there were. You see them at the beginning. They were sleeping on the couch.
Okay, well I don't know. Maybe they sell their eggs.
Would that make as much money as selling sperm?
Might even make more. I don't know. I
When
feel
I
like
get my
eggs might be more inherently valuable.
when I get my transition done, I'll have to say how much money I make off of that.
I don't know. Ida, are you sitting down? I have some news about how gender transition works.
What do you mean, am I sitting down? What?
Have you never heard that phrase?
No.
When you have to give somebody some bad news, you say, "Are you sitting down? I have some news." That's like a turn of phrase.
Oh, I didn't know that. What about gender transition?
I don't think getting bottom surgery gives you eggs.
Well, they're getting close to it. I want to have children, so I'm going to wait until they figure out how to make me have children.
Okay, sure. But anyway, so Xavier goes to donate his cum, but he's so pent up because he's too focused on his philosophical journey to at all focus on sexual activity. So when he looks at that nudie mag, he fucking blows, and it's sentient. It's like a sperm dog. So Xavier does not make any money off of his seed, and now he's being followed by this sperm dog. He's like, "Fuck off! I don't
And I
want
want
you."
to mention that's a very important detail for theme, which I will get to later.
But now the sperm dog is able to dig because they couldn't buy shovels. So now the sperm dog is important. So the Xavier, the anarchist, and the sperm dog dig down to the underground railroad.
And then they see 187.
187, the oldest living slave, and he joins their party, and they head to Burning Person, where they start looking for the guy. And then while Xavier's looking for the juggler goes up to the anarchist and says, "I am your father, and now I will give you this heirloom passed to my family from generations."
Yes,
And
that was very important. Can I talk about this?
sure, go ahead.
Anarchist gets necklace from father like Xavier, but it does not make him happy. Just like episode 10, Xavier finding his father kill him Xavier finding his father's killer, it does not make him happy at all. And then Xavier gives the necklace to Cum Buddy so he can have what Xavier never did.
Yes, of course. It was a beautiful, touching scene. Xavier accepts his new child, who then dies in an awful, burning tragedy,
Well, I hate
along with
dogs.
every other inhabitant of Burning Person except for Xavier.
Well, 187 didn't die.
Yeah, 187 goes to the waste portal, which sends them to another planet.
I also want to mention, I really hate dogs, so
No! Shut up! Dogs are based.
dogs are cringe. Anyway, on to the really deep shit.
Listen. I'm dog sitting a dog, and whenever I come home, she gets really excited and she jumps on me and she goes, "Arr, arr, arr," and it makes me not want to kill myself. It's great.
You should kill it.
I don't think I will.
Uh,
Listen, before we talk about anything else, I have to piss really bad.
no, you don't.
Yes, I do. You to mute yourself while I'm gone. God damn it.
You can keep talking while Riley is gone.
Okay, talk all you want, but don't say anything that has to get cut out and then not tell me, because Demi does not listen to this whole thing.
All right, so basically,
I have returned.
you didn't hear any of that, did you?
No.
Why are you laughing then?
Cause she's, I don't know. I assume you're doing something silly.
Yeah, please cut that part out.
Why did you keep talking? If you were gonna make me cut it out!
I
I really have to fucking take away your roles and server mute you whenever I leave the room to stop you from doing stupid shit?
I didn't do stupid shit. I just would prefer if that was not in.
Okay, well, would prefer and has to be cut out for slur reasons are two different things.
I didn't say slur. I didn't say
Okay, so it's
slur.
staying in. Cool.
No, seriously, cut that part out.
No, don't say shit with the recording running that you don't want people to hear.
Okay, I said a few slurs.
I don't believe you.
Why?
Because you said you didn't before, and now that you know that is conditioned for me to not cut it out, you're backpedaling and saying that you did say slurs. So I think you might be lying to me.
I said your address in that part, alright?
I don't believe you.
I said some very personal shit in that part that I do not want people to hear.
I do believe you, but that's too bad. Shouldn't have said it.
Nope.
What do you mean, nope? Yeah, no, you shouldn't have said it because now it's in there.
Let me fucking edit it then, you piece of shit.
No, I'm gonna give it to Demigloom, and I'm not gonna instruct her to do anything with it besides cut out the silences.
Then
And
I
it's
will fucking DM her and tell her to cut that part out.
and I'll DM her and tell her not to do.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Why?
of course I am.
Why?
Because you made the choice consciously to say shit that you knew you didn't want in the podcast while the recording bots were running, just to inconvenience me to have to timestamp it, and then inconvenience Demi to have to cut it out. So you reap what you sow. It's staying in.
I didn't specifically say that because of that.
Then why'd you say it?
I don't know.
Why do you say things?
I don't know.
Why did you do this? Why did you hypothetically drink? You were so excited to do a podcast about this, and you've ruined your ability to do a podcast. Do it. You see, if we scrap this whole thing, we can't review this season again. I can't sit through it again, so we can't scrap this. Because we're gonna talk about season 2, so we can't not talk about season 1. And I can't sit through an hour of this shit again. Listen, all right, let me take you through the abridged version of the last 2 episodes, and then we'll do wrap up questions to get out of here, and I'll cut out whatever the fuck you said. but we won't cut out the long discussion of what you said because that'll make it funnier.
All right. I have
No, fuck what
extra.
you have. We're done with what you have.
Wait. Hold on. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold he goes to the path of the mind where he finds a burnt village full of bodies and blood. This could be representative of Xavier being stuck in a pseudo cult and everything being tied to New Wave. This is shown with the New Wave symbol written in the pastor's blood on the wall.
Okay.
And then
I
the
believe you.
pastor. Then we go into Xavier's mind where he consumes the pastor's brain. And what happens is the pastor wants to fuck the gorilla, and Xavier wants to fuck the woman in the flashback.
Yep, pretty good plot.
And I also wanted to just say this. The gorilla can only be interpreted by the handler, not understood, because we can't understand what goes on in a gorilla's head. Just like how pastors are supposed to channel God through them, but when they say whatever, it always aligns with their political beliefs or their personal beliefs. And I also just want to say that the handler only says very vague things. She just says, Coco is making an uplifting speech or some shit like that all the time.
True.
So she can't. So basically, what she says is not actually the gorillas. And
Yeah.
I also want to mention in the Bible, the pastor has a handgun.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like cut out. Yeah, that's pretty good. And he uses it to blow his own head off after fucking the gorilla.
Yeah. Do you remember the father getting a new hymen for his daughter?
Yeah. This one has an MP3 player. Can I that easily? She has an MP3 player in her hymen, which she uses to listen to a radio show on which the gorilla is the guest.
And also, this episode takes place entirely within Xavier's head. So does the next one. But I also just want to mention that while in Xavier's head, he turns the desert into an ocean. This is obviously a representation of depression.
Mm-hmm. Obviously.
You're goddamn right, it is.
Obviously.
Also, I just want to say that the little girl is hunting down other Xaviers, and she specifically says that there are only 2 left.
Yeah, that part fucked with me. I was like, what the fuck is going on now?
I just want to specifically mention that we see 2 Xaviers in the next episode.
Yeah, but they aren't real.
What do you mean? Neither are the Xaviers in this one. They're all in his head, literally.
True.
So basically, these are the Xaviers that we see in the next episode. The townspeople eat the Xavier that we were following, and this is representative of Xavier's thoughts eating him alive, literally. Like the fact that he killed his father is literally eating him from the inside.
Yep.
Do you believe me on that one at least?
Yeah, I can see it.
Good.
Good.
Now let's get to the greatest thing ever made. Xavier Renegade Angel, episode 10.
The greatest thing ever made, huh?
Shaka Shuri
This one is literally just drugs.
That's why it's great.
Listen, this show only got 2 seasons. You want Xavier season 3? Just take unsafe amounts of LSD, and I think you'll get there.
XRA episode 10. Father's memory in Xavier's head.
Stop saying XRA like you're god. Oh, you can only do that with anime.
I'll do your mom.
Doing your mom, doing your mom. You know we straight doing your mom.
Doing your mom. So
This
anyway,
podcast sucks.
Yeah, it really fucking does. Don't watch this.
I hope nobody's watching this. I hope nobody made it this far. We're already fucking an hour and 15 minutes in, probably.
We've been recording for at least an hour and 30 minutes.
Well, I was accounting for like editing, so I was saying the podcast right now is probably like an hour and 15 minutes or so.
We've been recording for exactly
1 hour and 26 minutes.
1 hour and 17 minutes.
No.
No, that's just when you added a note. Anyway, let's fucking move on and finish this shit. So anyway,
This
Xavier
episode is a drug trip. The two Xaviers have a showdown with the Shakashuri. It turns into a fucking LSD trip. It's crazy. It's madness. The ending makes no sense. That's it. Wrap up questions time.
Okay.
No. If you had stuff to say about this episode, you can say it. I'm not gonna actually stop you. That was just me being mean for the bit. You could go.
So Xavier gets into a helicopter that we see crash at the beginning of the episode. It crashes while its shadow crashes, I guess you could say. The people in his boxcar try to beat him up, but they cut him, and they see that he has a Holocaust number on his wrist that's been stamped on. This is representative of Xavier's victim complex about killing his father. Boxcart Xavier inside the boxcart is put onto a track. Trains are commonly a symbol for change in life. This one is not moving, however, so it still suggests stagnation in Xavier's life.
Okay.
Xavier's talking to himself, clearly representing inner conflict. The doors of gender and going to the hermaphrodite one is showing that Xavier does not know who he is. He is confused with what group he belongs to. Xavier has eye cock, only thinks with dick maybe.
You
Xavier's
alright?
fight is
You
well
alright, buddy?
written. Xavier fight is well written.
Yeah.
Oh god, I've not been this drunk in a while.
Hypothetically.
Let's do the ratings, please.
Well, the ratings are only one of 4 questions we have to answer, Ida. I guess first of all, I don't know if there's anybody I want to fuck in this show. I don't know if there's a single attractive character design.
I would I don't know, I guess Xavier?
I good choice, I guess. Maybe the mother for the children episode, I guess. She was probably the hottest chick.
Alright.
And then favorite character, it's probably Xavier. This is a very main character driven show. There are not a lot of interesting supporting characters, except I guess maybe like the master who appears in flashbacks, but I'm not giving it to him. So yeah, it's Xavier.
I'm giving it to Chief Master Guru.
Okay, fair enough.
Hold on, let me write this down. Go on, answer the question.
I did answer the question.
You answer the next question.
Okay. My favorite episode is probably Escape from Squatopian Freedom. That's probably my favorite. It was really funny. I like the little fucking like RPG party that forms. It's pretty amusing. A very funny, good episode overall. And then there was the she knows what she did joke, which got me. Yeah, it's probably that one. What about you?
Probably Shakashuri blowdown. Shakashuri blowjob, am I right?
Hey, oh, ba ba da ba da 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 Okay.
Alright.
I rate this season of television. 8 out of 10. Pretty good.
8 out of 10.
Yep. That's it. That's locking it in, boys.
I rate this show 9.8 out of 10.
Interesting. No elaboration.
I thought it was pretty good.
Also, wait a minute. No. That's against the rules. We're allowed to do 0.5s if we can't choose between one number or another, but we don't do other weird decimals. So
I'll throw some more with your face.
Ida's official rating is a 9.5. That will be reflected in the HTML file, or I will delete it until that it is reflected. All right, gamers, it's over. This has been the Issue Crew Movie Reviews podcast. See you next week. We're talking about
I'm
Spectacular
crying.
Spider-Man next week.
Oh man, I'm crying.